Hello everybody, I'm Farshad Samini, an assistant professor of the university. Today I'm going to continue my discuss about demand. The quantity of demand for a good or a service depends on some variables such as price of it, prices of other goods and services, personal income, and some other factors. We can write here quantity of demand for X, the good X. The quantity of demand for the good X depends on depends on some variables such as price of it, Px, prices of other goods such as price of substitution goods, prices of complementary goods, and also maybe personal income and maybe some other factors. With assumption of ceteris paribus, holding other factors constant, we can rewrite quantity of demand for X as depends on price of it. Ceteris paribus means some factors that depend on a dependent variable are constant. Here we consider the assumption, we consider all factors that affect on demand are constant rather than the price of it. So we can say quantity demand for X depends on just price of it, depends on or functional of the price of it. Now we can say and review the meaning of law of demand. By holding other factors constant or assumption of ceteris paribus, when the price of it goes up, the quantity of demand will decrease. Now I want to say this negative relationship by an example like this. Quantity of demand for X equals to 200 minus 4 times Px. This is an example. Consider the quantity of demand for X depends on or equals to 200 minus 4 Px. As you see in this equation, there is a negative relation between price of a good and the quantity of demand or the quantity demanded for a good. There is a negative relationship between these two variables, price of a good and the quantity demanded. In fact, this negative relationship is law of demand, because law of demand shows the negative relationship between the price of a good and the quantity demanded. Okay, by holding other factors constant. This relationship I consider other factors that affect on the demand are constant. We hold other factor constant. I'm writing here again, quantity of demand for X equals to 200 minus 4 Px. Now I want to draw the demand curve here. The simplest way to graph this equation is that I'm explaining to you here. We consider the coordinate set, and here I want to consider y-axis as the price of a good and x-axis as quantity of demand for x. Virtual axis is price of a good, and x-axis or horizontal axis is quantity of demand for x. Here, the easiest way to find and draw the demand curve is considering one time p equals to 0, and another time I consider q equals to 0. Means the simplest way to find the demand curve or to draw the demand curve is finding intercepts for y-axis and x-axis. Here, to find the x-axis, we consider p equals 0. Quantity demand for x equals to 200 minus 4 times of 0. Quantity of demand will be 200. I find here with another pen. I show here 200. This is intercept. This is intercept for x-axis for quantity of demand. This point. And now I want to find the intercept for p or virtual axis. To find intercept for p, we can consider quantity of demand equals to 0. So 0 equals to, here you see here, 0 equals to 200 minus 4 times px. By adding 4px on two sides of this equation, we can write here 4px equals to 200, because minus 400 plus 400 minus 4px plus 4px, we can remove both two. 4px equals to 200, so px equals to divided by 4 equals to 50. So intercept for p is 50. We have 2 points here. One point is 50, 0 and 50, and another one is 200 and 0. We connect, we link these 2 points together continuously. This line, this black line shows the demand curve. Demand curve for this equation. With this equation, we can find another amount of quantity for different prices of x. For example, consider Px equals to 20. For example, Px is 20. So quantity of demand for X equals to 200 minus 4 times 20. Quantity demand for X equals to 200 minus 80, or quantity demand for X equals to 100 to 20. This point is, for example, A, B, and we consider this point as point C. $120 for x-axis, and for y-axis is 20. Now we can find these points here in this set. 120 maybe here, and 20 must be around here. Now we can see point C here, this point. We can find another point in this demand curve. Okay. If also we consider other factors constant rather than price of it, if the price changes, we move along this curve. If the price goes up, for example, here 40, we see by increasing the price and with the assumption other factors constant, we move from this point, 20, go to 40 means the price of a good increases, the quantity of demand will decrease. By increasing, then decreasing the amount of the good. For example, this point we consider D. By increasing the price of it, then the result is decreasing in the quantity of demand. Okay. Also, we can see the law of demand in this curve. This curve have downward sloping, increasing, decreasing, shows the law of demand. If demand curve goes to the right side or the left side, we say increasing in demand or decreasing in demand. Right side shows the increasing in demand, and left side decreasing in demand. Right side means, for example, the price of 20, already demand 1, demand 2, and demand 3. In the price of 20, we had 120 units of the good. In this price, by shifting the demand curve to the right side, now we have much more demanded for the good X. And decreasing or shifting the left side shows the decreasing in the quantity of demand. So, I want to say this point. Along demand curve, we move when the price of it changes. Price goes up or goes down, we move on demand curve. but shifting demand curve because of some other factors that we consider constant. If they change, the demand curve will shift to the right side or left side. In the next session, we explain about that. Thank you for your attention. Lots of love to you. Bye for now.